and welcome to day 3 of AI Selfies 101, my free 3-day course for anyone who would like to create beautiful images of themselves using AI tools. So I'm really excited because we're at the end. I have some really great tools I want to share with you that I think you could start using right now and test it out and see how it works for you. So let's get started. First, I just want to tell you there are 3 types of AI selfies, and this is really important because there are 3 types of tools. And not all of the tools work the same. Some of them work better or worse than others. So we are going to start with the easiest to the hardest level of difficulty. So the easiest is type number 1, which is the headshot. So this is a shot that you can get for your LinkedIn profile, your social media profiles, just a headshot to use on your site. And the reason it's easy is because it's not doing things, right? You're not running, you're not jumping, you're not like, you don't have like an elaborate background. It's just trying to get your face for you and make it look as great as it can look. So that is number 1, is just the headshot. Number 2 is the face swap. So that's where it's going to make its best guess on how to put your face onto someone else's face. So typically you would use this, like let's say that stock photo where the woman's biting the pencil that I showed you the very, very, very first day, and you want to put yourself in there, you could do that with the face swap tool. The third one is consistent characters. So consistent characters is when you teach the AI tool what you look like, and then it generates images. And instead of just putting a random person in there, it puts you in there, right? So sometimes you'll say, create an image of a beautiful woman with like black hair and wearing a pink shirt, talking into a camera. And that will, in theory, generate an image. But if you had taught it to create what you look like, then it could make that image you, right? Like right from the get-go. So these are all great, but again, these serve different purposes. And third, they go from easy to medium to highest difficulty. So the first one, which is the easiest one, is the headshot. So all of these are tools that came up when I pulled up my AI tool. So I know I said I was going to give you 7, but this is like a lot of them. All of these work great. You can use them on your phone. And honestly, I feel like the tools that your phone can do are usually not as good as the ones that like I can use on my desktop, my Photoshop, and all of those other things, but they're not bad. So all you'd have to do is download these and put some photos of yourself in. They have what I call pre-made like scenes that they'll stick your face into. So Lensa is one of them. And Lensa, I believe these are usually the most expensive tools, like when it comes to cost, because it does like most of the work for you. And so it's best for beginners. You don't need any text. So here are my results from Lensa. You'll notice that I didn't use any of these in my actual profile or my photos because they weren't that great. They were just kind of like, I think I paid $50 for this set of photos, and this is what I got. So does it look like me? Not really, but so the pros and cons of using these headshot apps is it's on your phone for people who like love their phone, and it is great for social media. The only cons is that it usually has preset options or lower quality. It's super costly, and the editing is I mean, it's getting better. I think if you just waited a couple years, it would probably be even better in 2025 or 2026. So those are headshot apps. Here are 2 more. Dreamweave and Aragon are super popular. I see these on TikTok all the time. So those are 2 more to try out. So that was like pretty much 7 right there. But let's move on. Face swaps. Midjourney. There is a tutorial on my channel on how to set up your own Midjourney server and then how to do a face swap in Midjourney. So this is one I did in Midjourney. I think Midjourney does a pretty good job. It's really a matter of the photo you start with. So that's why I say medium difficulty, because if I get a photo of somebody whose face looks nothing like mine and I try to do a face swap with them, it doesn't look that great. But if I get a photo of someone who kind of looks like me, like let's say Lucy Liu or somebody who's Asian or has black hair, and then I do a face swap, it actually works out pretty well for me. So that is why I say it's a little more medium difficulty, because it has more to do with like getting that first picture. Number 3 is consistent characters. So this is teaching the AI tool what you look like. So these are images that I made with Hyperbooth, and the bottom one is a cartoon one. And then, so this one's getting a little better. Hyperbooth is probably, I would say, the best out of all of these consistent character ones, like right out of the box, right? Without doing a lot of like post edits on them. These are probably the best ones that I had from Hyperbooth. And it could put you in different scenes just like the other ones. But again, I think it's just like a little bit of a higher quality than the other ones. And, you know, the hair is preset on a lot of these. It's not going to take into account your hair. So that's something else to think about too. And you can make yourself a superhero if you wanted. Now, another solution for consistent characters that you'll hear a lot of people talking about is stable diffusion. So stable diffusion is something, there's a bunch of different, first of all, there's a lot of different tools that fall under the category of stable diffusion. Stable diffusion must be downloaded to your hard drive. And if you have a Mac, you can't do this. You'll have to buy what's called like a PC spoofer. You know how when people want to use Mac tools or apps and they can't because they have a PC, but they use like a Mac simulator that like simulates the operating system of a Mac? You will have to do the same thing if you have a Mac. I think they work pretty terrible. And you know, then you're like connecting to this remote thing. It kind of reminds me back in like 1996 when I first started working in like the world after college. And at GE, you had to go into a VPN, then you had to log into your server if you wanted to access your hard drive. Like it was like a whole like rigmarole thing. And you had those silly token things where the number was changing all the time so nobody else could get in. Anyways, that's what it reminds me of when I tried to do it. It was, I want to say, the biggest waste of an entire week that I had. So why do people use stable diffusion? So supposedly, stable diffusion, one, it's usually free, and two, it's not regulated. So all of the tools that you've seen here today, if you try to create something, I don't want to say distasteful, but like something pornographic or anything like that, it's not going to let you because it has like safety parameters and like in there. Stable diffusion, because you've downloaded it to your PC, has no such safeguards on it, right? So that is another reason why people use it. And honestly, I don't have a need for those types of photos. And also, if you look at this, it is so cute. I feel like, and I could be wrong, I'm just gonna say it, I feel like I'm fairly smart, like I could figure things out, and figuring out stable diffusion was like the most painful and awful thing ever. And after a week, and it might be too that it just didn't work because I don't have a PC. So if you are a PC user, this could be something worth trying out, and then you could skip like Midjourney is $10 a month, and then you don't have to pay the $10 a month. But yeah. So that's all I'll say about this. It has, I'm going to say, a high difficulty level. And again, not worth it if you don't have a PC. Another solution for consistent characters is Leonardo. Now, Leonardo does both. It does the face swap and it does consistent characters. I have a tutorial on my channel on how to do both of those. And again, I do a lot of complaining about how it didn't work for me because I'm Asian. But this has like, I'm going to say a medium difficulty because it wasn't too bad to use, I think, versus some of the other tools that are out there. And there is a cheat sheet on my site that goes with it. Now, at the time of this recording in August of 2024, Canva did purchase Leonardo last month. And what does this mean? Nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Canva bought Affinity, which has products that are rival competitors to Photoshop and Adobe InDesign. And since then, it's been almost a year, nothing has happened. No announcements, no integration. So Canva's, now that it's bought Leonardo, I don't know. I think it's going to be the same thing. I don't think there's going to be any more announcements. There's going to be no integration. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I could be wrong, but right now I always make fun of Canva because their text to image generator is just awful. They do have some integrations where I think you can hook Dolly up to it. So if you've never used Dolly, you can use Dolly when you do not Midjourney, sorry, when you do Chat GPT, Dolly 3 is built into there already, like at least with Chat GPT 4.0, which is what I'm using currently. When you use Canva, I'm actually not sure what the text to image generator is in there. And if you haven't set an integration up, I don't even know what the default is, but it's like just not good at the time of this recording. It could improve, I don't know, but I would not hold your breath and hope that Canva is going to build something into Leonardo for you. I don't think it's going to happen. It might, but at this time, I don't think it will. And based on their past track record, I don't think that will happen either. So that is all I'm going to say about that. Hyperbooth is $10 a month. Again, I don't think these fees are really high. Hyperbooth's $10 a month. Midjourney's $10 a month. I can't remember. Leonardo does a credit system. Is about the same. So to me, it's worth it just to pay the $10 per month instead of trying to do that whole rigmarole to set up Stable Diffusion on my PC to save myself $10. But if you're very well versed in those things and you want to do that, you should go for it. All right, let's talk about next steps and where to learn more. So first thing is, if you have not, I want you to download this freebie, and you will get this freebie. It is 10 copy and paste, like from the images that you've seen that I've done. I'm going to give you the exact prompt that I put into Midjourney so you can get the same exact prompt as well. And then what you could do after you get like that same image, like me as a mermaid or me in outer space, you can go ahead and use the face swap tool in Midjourney and swap your face into there. So everything can be done in one tool. And yes, there is a tutorial on my channel that shows you how to do the face swap inside of Midjourney. So I will leave links to all of those for you below. But all you have to do is fill out the survey, let me know what you thought of today's course, and then you will get, at the end of the survey, you'll get a link to download the Midjourney AI prompts that you can just copy and paste right into Midjourney. Okay. Number two, what can you do next? You can just watch YouTube videos. So again, like I said, I'm not like that hard salesperson where I'm like, I am the only person who knows everything. I am not the only person who knows everything. However, I do think I'm very good at consolidating information and teaching you only what you need to know. But you can just search around if you want, and you're not that serious about it. Or you can join me in the do-it-yourself Selfie AI Glow Up mini course. So it's just a mini course. It's really short. We're going to go really in depth into Midjourney. And right now, I think it's up to Midjourney has, you can use it on Discord. And then we have Midjourney 6.1. And every time, I want to say 6.1, there weren't like a lot of big improvements, but this course will help you with your prompting. It'll help you to take your images, put yourself in them, and then make them better, higher quality using Photoshop, using Canva, using a ton of other tools for upscaling that I do, and also to help you with the design and come up with some branding. So this is going to be a self-study course. It's going to go through what I call just the 6 steps. So each of these steps, just like we did today, I have like probably 10 or 16 more options for you. And again, it's not that I want to overwhelm you with options, but unless you look exactly like me, then facial features work differently on different text to image prompters. And, you know, my facial features are different than your facial features and your hair and other things that you may want to see in the final actual setup. So because of that, I think it's really important to try different ones out, right? So like I said, like you saw in that image, Hyperbooth looked, or not Hyper, Leonardo looked awful for me, but that other woman, she looked beautiful, like fabulous. Like I wish it would have made me look that great. So that's why I want to make sure that if you have a square face, a big face, a round face, a thin face, you know, that you are getting the best tool that works for your facial features. And then, you know, everything else, these backgrounds, we can work on that all together. So I basically just took Selfie as an acronym to make it easier. And we're going to talk about all of these 6 steps and all the different ways that you can go about improving your selfie photo for it. So that is a wrap. I really hope to see you inside of the glow up. So the glow up's going to work like this. There's a new lesson that's going to land every Tuesday, starting in August. And then until we make it through all, is that 6? I can't even do the math. 6 steps of the selfie glow up. And then you'll have the whole course. And you'll have lifetime access. There's no like limit on the access or anything else. So remember to fill out the survey. I'll leave that link below. And then once you fill out the survey, you'll get this download for free. You can start copying and pasting those things into Midjourney and you're good to go. All right, I hope you enjoyed this course. I hope it gave you some great ideas. I hope you were as excited about creating AI selfies as I am. And I will see everybody hopefully later. And if not, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post new videos all the time. All right, bye.